Hello, everyone, and welcome to Business and Law Uncovered. I'm Brian, and today we're diving into a high profile case of Jack Teixeira, a former Air National Guard member at the center of one of the largest Pentagon leaks in recent history. This case has far reaching implications for national security, military law, and even how we think about social media platforms. So stick around until the end because trust me, you do not want to miss my opinion on this situation. So let's get a bit of background on this conflict. Who is Jack Teixeira? Jack Teixeira is a 22-year-old former Massachusetts Air National Guard member who made headlines after being accused of leaking classified military documents. The leak reportedly involves sensitive information, including assessments on the war in Ukraine and other key national security topics. Teixeira is accused of sharing these documents on Discord, a popular social media platform, amongst many gamers, raising serious concerns about how secure and classified information is handled by the military personnel. So here's a short timeline of events. So Jack's story began earlier this year when classified documents started circulating on Discord. It didn't take long for authorities to trace the leak back to Teixeira, who the FBI arrested in April 2023. Initially, he faced federal charges under the Espionage Act, which included the unauthorized retention and transmission of national defense information. But the case didn't just stop there. Recently, Teixeira was arraigned on additional military charges ahead of his trial set for March 2024. The military charges against Teixeira are significant and highlight the dual nature of his prosecution. In addition to these federal charges, he now faces charges against the Uniform Code of Military Justice, or the UCMJ. These charges include unauthorized retention of defense information, disobeying lawful orders, and obstruction of justice. His defense team has argued that prosecuting him both in civilian and military courts could be considered double jeopardy, but legal experts point out that under the dual sovereignty doctrine, it is legally permissible. So he's in a big pickle right now. He's getting charged in both courts. That could lead to a very serious sentence. So, what's at stake? This case is more than just a legal tug of war. It brings into focus the complex relationship between military law and civilian law. Jack's situation raises critical questions about how the military should manage classified information and what happens when someone breaches those protocols. If found guilty, Teixeira could face severe consequences, ranging from lengthy prison time to a dishonorable discharge, which would impact his lifelong after this case is over. The legal battle here is also important for the precedent it might set. For those of you who don't know what precedent is, it's basically when there's one case, for example, ruling on something, later on, a separate attorney or lawyer could refer back to that case on the same issue. So, for example, say someone um, got jail time for throwing water bottle into trash instead of recycling bin. Later on, in a separate case, if the same person does that, the prosecutor could bring up that old case showing how the precedent was set when that guy threw it into the trash instead of recycling. And so this new case will automatically comply with the old one. And so it'll just be the same thing. So it sets a strong precedent of what will happen next. As digital platforms become more intertwined with everyday life, the risk of such leaks increase throughout social media and everywhere, just in general. The military's response to this case will likely influence future protocols and disciplinary measures for handling classified data, especially in a digital world where breaches can happen in an instant. One of the most eye-opening aspects of this case is how the leak even happened. Classified information found its way onto a Discord server, an online platform primarily used for gaming and social chats. This highlights a new and growing dimension of national security risks. It's not just about preventing physical leaks or guarding secure facilities, it's also about ensuring that digital channels are tightly controlled. The ease with which these documents were reportedly leaked exposes significant gaps in how classified information is managed. Teixeira was relatively low ranking, and yet he allegedly had access to critical intelligence. This incident has prompted the military to reevaluate how it grants access to sensitive data, leading to discussions whether rank alone should dictate clearance levels. What particularly interesting is that the public became aware of these leaks through social media platforms before the government fully addressed the situation. This adds a bit of irony in this case. This case serves as a clear example of how information spreads rapidly in the digital age. Social media can both be a blessing and a curse, and in this way, it is a curse. It can expose serious information, but also serve as a channel for harmful activities. The public's reaction to this case has been mixed. Some see Jack as a reckless individual who compromised national security for personal gain or attention, while others argue that the leaks exposed important truths. Regardless of where you stand, it is undeniable that social media now plays a crucial role in the information landscape, one that both government agencies and individuals need to navigate carefully. As we approach March 2024 trial, both sides are preparing for a complex legal battle. Teixeira's defense team is expected to challenge the military charges, potentially on constitutional grounds. Pre-trial hearing will take place in coming months, where these arguments will be laid out. The outcome of these motions could have major impact on how this case proceeds. If Teixeira is found guilty, the penalties could be severe, beyond prison time. A dishonorable charge would have a long-lasting implication on his life. In my view, this case shines a spotlight on some serious flaws in our national security infrastructure. If a low-ranking airman allegedly had access to such classified information, then there's clearly a gap on how access is controlled and monitored. The military should take this as a wake-up call to improve its internal security measures, particularly when it comes to who can access what information. Additionally, the role of digital platforms such as Discord cannot be ignored. While these platforms offer some valuable spaces for communication, they can be exploited for harmful purposes. In the future, we need better regulations and a more proactive stance in monitoring these breaches. However, it is important that we also strike a balance, ensuring that security measures don't stifle the freedom or information or communication. As we await the trial, it is also clear that this case will set important precedents, not just how military handles leaks, but also how we think about information security in the digital age. Thanks for joining me on Business and Law Uncovered. Make sure to follow this case closely, as the implications are sure to reverberate throughout both the military and digital world for years to come. And I would like to thank Reuters for giving me most of this information. Thank you, everyone, and I'll hope to see you in the next episode.